we are here for a special occasion because anytime we finish up an event, as we just did a few weeks ago up in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, we have a lot of inquiries, a lot of requests of people wanting to know, all right, I've been kind of paying attention to what you guys are up to. I've been kind of following along, or maybe I subscribe to the daily message, but talk to me about these actual programs that you guys have, because by now, if you've been following us for even a little bit, you're probably starting to see dozens, if not hundreds of success stories with brokerages, agents across North America. And so instead of handling all of the inquiries one by one, we decided to do something that we've never done before, actually, which is let's just get all of our group coaching programs on, or all of our group coaches on one meeting to share about their program. And so we're going to do kind of a Brady Bunch rapid fire style here. We're going to keep it efficient. It's not going to drag on. This is not going to take more than 20, 25 minutes. Each coach knows they have 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes or so to explain what it is that they do and what it is their program is about. And hopefully from there, you can make a decision, whether it's now or in the future, to join us. Now, the next round of programs is starting September. Is it Monday, the 11th or the 12th? Taylor, you probably would know better.
12th and 13th.
The 12th and 13th. That's right. So our next round starts after, we didn't want to start everyone before Labor Day and then have Labor Day and take a week off and all that. So anyways, we're starting the Monday after Labor Day. And again, instead of you perusing the website and clicking around and asking around and using the Glover U Inner Circle, hey, which program should I sign up for? We decided to answer that question for you here and now. So we've got all of our group coaches on, and I'm going to go through them one by one. Each one of them has 4 questions that I'm going to ask them. And you're going to, by the end of this, you'll have a very clear understanding of which program is a best fit for you. Now, if I can make a recommendation, we have some people that call us up or email us and say, I want to sign up for all 6 programs or all 8 programs or I want to sign up for these 4. My recommendation is that you take 2, no more than 3 at a time. Each one of these programs come with a lot of homework, which is all designed to make you better. It's all things that we're doing in our business. And I do not encourage you to take more than 2 or 3 at a time. Several of you are just going to take 1 and you're going to think that's a lot. Our higher achievers, our agents that are already producing at some level, or maybe our brokers or team owners, you may be able to handle 2 or 3 at a time. But for the most of you, it's going to be 1 to 2. So let's go ahead and start us off with the first round. And we're going to go over to Prospecting Bootcamp coach, Mr. Justin Ford. Justin, are you on today?
Yes, sir. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Awesome. Good to see you. Thank you again for taking our main stage a few weeks ago and definitely taking the audience to another level. That is for sure. So Justin, why don't you tell us, first of all, who you are, a little bit about yourself and what you're known for.
Yep. So my name is Justin Ford. I've been a coach here with Glover U now for almost 3 years. I've been in the real estate industry for 17, but selling real estate for 9 years. My introduction to real estate sales was with Jeff over at Jeff Glover and Associates here in Michigan. And so came right into the real estate industry, learning how to prospect and lead generate for business, primarily with expireds and for sale by owners. Was with Jeff for 3 years. In my very first year, sold 100 homes. My first month took 30 listings. Second month took 33 listings, all from what Jeff taught me every single day working for his team. After being an agent, was promoted to being the inside sales manager. So I was training all of Jeff Glover and Associates real estate agents on how to get their foot in the door in real estate, learn how to prospect and build a listing-based business through prospecting and lead generation, and was Jeff's inside sales manager for several years. I was his top agent for 3 years for the most homes sold. Was also his rookie of the year, top producer of the year, and really built a strong foundation of how to go out and take business, and all through prospecting and lead generating. From
You
there, I
did it
went on to
so
start.
well. Yeah, you did it so well yourself that
Yep.
we made the decision that this guy can teach our agents how to prospect. And so every single associate, whether experienced or not, and Justin, you remember we had agents that were closing 5, 6, 7 million in business before they joined us, and
Yep.
you were tasked with teaching them how to prospect.
Yep. And so that was really the foundation, and still is the foundation, obviously, Jeff, for your team. And so went out and started my own team, teach the same exact stuff to my agents as well. And back at the end of 2019, we made a decision for me to come on board to lead the prospecting bootcamp here at Glover U, and have had the privilege and opportunity to lead hundreds and hundreds of agents just like you that are watching all throughout North America through this course, and have been able to help so many learn the skill of prospecting and lead generation.
Awesome. So obviously, Justin, I think we figured out by now that you're leading the prospecting bootcamp program. Who is this program best for?
You know, this program is really for any agent that is looking to take more listings and sell more homes. Could be for the brand new agent who's saying, where do I start? This is a great place to start. It could be for the agent who had a lot of conversations at the retreat of agents who are already experienced, who have already been in the business a long time, but see that the market is shifting and see that there's an opportunity to get out in front of more sellers and take more listings. So this program is for anybody that wants to sell more homes, Jeff.
Yeah. And I also understand it that we have a lot of teams and brokerages that we work with that, just like I hired you to manage our inside sales team, they're hiring you to train their ISAs when they join their team.
Yep. We have a lot of inside sales associates that join the prospecting boot camp. And what's great is if you're a team leader or you're a broker and you want to take your team production to the next level, and maybe you have 1, 2, 3, 5 plus inside sales associates that are on your team right now, or you're looking to bring some inside sales associates onto the team, this is a great place for them to learn all the skills, all the techniques, all the scripts, all the dialogues to be able to do that and learn directly from me on a weekly basis.
And what I love about you, is particularly coaching this program, is not only have you done it, you're still in it. So one thing I think is important to point out, what you were teaching 3 years ago or 2 years ago in the prospecting boot camp, you've already updated it based on what's going on in the industry, what's going on in the market. There's different methods of prospecting today that didn't exist a few years ago. And so you would only know that if you were also on the ground listing and selling real estate and prospecting every single day.
Yep, absolutely. And for those that have been in the business, let's say for 5 years or less, this is the best time to get back to, or get in place to start prospecting. I call it getting back to the basics. This is the stuff, that I've learned for the last 9 years working with Jeff. And to me, this is the best place to be, especially in a market where we know that there's some changes taking place. I mean, I've got a new agent on my team, literally, who just set 3 appointments this morning following the exact same, teaching that I teach here in the prospecting bootcamp. And so things are shifting, things are changing, and we're going to bring all of that to the table. And even for those who have gone through prospecting bootcamp over the last few years, we're going to be bringing new information to the table this round.
Well, what I love so much about the program is a lot of people think it's all about cold calling and script practice. And man, it is so much more than that. I mean, you get into mindset, you get into time management. I mean, you really, if I'm an agent leading a team, I mean, you've really designed it as like a training platform for someone who's new getting into the business to say, hey, let me take this off your plate. And just like you said, there's a lot of agents that I've known through the years that maybe got business because they were really good at open houses, or they got business because they were really good at farming or their database. No one ever actually taught them how to prospect. And again, prospecting isn't just cold calling. And I know that you cover all the methods of prospecting in the program. So Justin, tell us a little bit about the program. What can I expect to learn and take away? And then if we can get the flyer up on the screen too, whoever's running that, please.
Absolutely. So it's a 16-week program. We meet on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. And it's every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. We have about 45 minutes of coaching and training, about 15 minutes for Q&A. I'm the one that's actually teaching you, right? We're in this together. It's not, me just throwing out some teaching and hoping you guys run with it. We have a private Facebook group that we do accountability in. We do role playing in. We're building, this foundation for you. We're talking about not just calling, like Jeff said, for sale by owners and expires. We're going to talk about learning the 4 personality styles. We're going to talk about mirroring, matching, and versatility. We're going to be talking about how to leverage social media, how to build your database. We're going to be talking about how to have a strong business plan, going into the end of the year, what to expect with the holidays coming up. We're going to talk about holiday objection handlers. We're going to talk about how to have a great attitude. We're going to talk about 6 keys to success, setting goals, and really putting a strong game plan together on how to really take this, run with it, finish the year strong, and be ready to have a great 2023.
And to join the program, you can see there on your screen, it's $299 a month for 4 months. And what's also really cool over there where the cursor is at, or where it was on the screen, you get half off the registration for our summit coming up in Orlando. I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but we just announced John Maxwell as our keynote speaker. So half off of that is like basically getting a free ticket, right? So that's really cool. So $299 a month for 4 months. Text the word prospecting to 55444 if you want more information. Again, the phone number, it's a text. I know it's only 5 digits, but it works. Text the word prospecting to 55444, and that'll give you all the details on the program and the information to sign up if you are interested. Justin, any last words on your prospecting boot camp?
Absolutely. Guys, in this 16 weeks, I give you my absolute all. And I guarantee that if you sign up for this program and you follow what I teach, your business will explode. I'm just going to use Andrew Pepper as an example. If you were at the retreat, you would have heard him say it. Andrew went through my program recently and took 19 listings over the course of the 16 weeks, and it absolutely changed his business and it changed his life. And my question to you would be, how many listings would you need to take to recoup your $1,200 investment? Probably a quarter of a listing, right? And so I can assure you, this program, you come in, you make the commitment, we're going to the next level together, and I'm excited to hopefully have you in the program.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Justin. All right, shifting gears, let's move over to the other side of the business, buyer mastery with Nick Bellmore. Nick, would you mind doing us a favor? Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're known for, and why buyer mastery?
Absolutely. So I've also been a coach a little over 2 years, and I do teach the buyer mastery program. And I've been known as a high volume buyer's agent for a long time. So basically that's a little bit of the background for me.
The best buyer's agent. In fact, the first buyer's agent ever at Jeff Glover and Associates. Buyer's agent number 1. So that's awesome. Well, thank you for being on with us today, Nick. So if you would do me a favor, the program that you lead, Buyer Mastery, what can we expect to learn from it?
You can expect to learn everything about how to work buyers efficiently. So really from the very start, from lead generation all the way through qualification, including having a strong buyer consultation, into the showing process, looking at creating leverage using the showing agent model, and then taking it all the way through negotiation and how to deliver 5-star service to that buyer once we're in contract. Really a complete system for taking your ability to work a buyer from, the very beginning levels all the way to the top levels of the industry.
Got it. So from start to finish. And what's I think is pretty fascinating is several of the people that have been through your program are team leaders or broker owners who have hired us to train their buyer's agent. The buyer's agent model is still alive and it's still successful. And I know a lot of teams now have hired us to put their buyer's agents through the program. So that way we take that off of their plate. What can you say about that, Nick?
Well, Jeff, that's one of the biggest things and one of the biggest complaints I get from team leaders is they're wearing so many hats during the day. They're growing, they're servicing their business, they're taking care of all the things that go on. And the reality is it takes away from the time that they can put into their buyer's agent. So without a doubt, one of the biggest ways that we've been able to help team leaders is by taking that completely off their plate and getting their agents more productive more quickly than figuring it out on their own, or just kind of taking a stab out in the dark, working with somebody and then pushing through the process. We give that agent a system to put into action immediately, generate leads, and start converting them.
Well, another thing that I think is important to point out on your program, particularly as the market is shifting, in the last market, all you had to do is return their call quickly. get them in the house quickly, and write a strong offer.
Yes.
In the next market, which you've seen them all. I mean, Nick, you've been doing this for how long?
This is my 21st year. So to the end of this
21st
month,
year.
it'll be my 22nd.
By the way, Nick was selling 50 plus buyer sales a year as an agent, like in 2003, 2004, when nobody else was doing that. What I'm getting at, Nick, is in a more balanced market that we're heading into, buyers start to shop around. Buyers start to interview 2 or 3 agents for the job. Because it's not about who can get them, into the home the fastest in a softer market. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, that's exactly one of the things that we spend an entire day addressing is our value proposition. How do we show buyers that we are the choice for them? And how do we demonstrate that value to them over and over again? And when we have a process to show them, and then to continue to provide that service, we're going to get more referrals and we're going to grow the business. And best part of it, we're going to get the buyer under contract more quickly.
Yep. So could we get the buyer mastery program pulled up on the screen? I just want Nick to explain what takes place. If we could get that up there for me, please.
Absolutely. We are a 16-week program also, once a week. And really, it is just about focusing on each different part of the buyer process. And we go through and we break down in depth each of those pieces that we talked about. I know it does say 45 minutes on there, but we oftentimes will leave time open at the end and we'll go a little bit beyond that for question and answer. So we're going to teach you exactly about all the pieces of working with buyers, and we're going to break those down in detail. And I'm going to coach you at the very end of it on what you're dealing with specifically in your business right now and how we can be more efficient. So if you are an agent out there and you really want to become more efficient, you want to take your game up, you want to close more buyers and make more money from working with buyers, without a doubt, this is for you. However, if you're a team leader and you want to see a better return on the leads that you're putting out there from your buyer's agents, or you want to see more efficiency from the agents you have, this is without a doubt the place for them to be.
I think about how much money brokers and teams throw away in their buyer leads because their training is just the basics, or they rely on Zillow to do the training for them. I would trust Nick Bellmore with any one of my agents, particularly buyer's agents, and you should consider that as well. If you want more information on the buyer mastery program, text the word buyer to 55444. Again, I know it's only a 5-digit number. It works. If you want information on that program, text buyer to 55444. Sign yourself up or sign your buyer's agents up. Nick, any last words?
If you take this class, we are going to put more money in your pocket at the end of the day by improving how you're working with buyers and your efficiency with buyers, without a doubt.
Awesome. All right. I love that. Thank you, Nick. All right, let's shift gears. Once we learn how to prospect and then we start working with buyers, well, now we need to have some systems in place, and now we need to create an experience for customers so that they are raving about us. And there is a way to turn your customer experience into a lead generation tool. And we actually have a new program. It's renamed, not because we wanted a cooler name. It's renamed because we updated the content to appeal to both real estate agents who are handling their own operations and operations team members. So let me hand it over to Ms. Taylor Kerrigan to talk about systems of real estate. So Taylor, first of all, who are you? What are you known for? And why are you teaching this program?
Hey guys, I'm Taylor Kerrigan. I am the Director of Operations of Live on Real Companies. I've been in Jeff's world for the last 10 years. When I first started working with Jeff, we were selling right around 200 homes a year, and now we sell right around 1,000 homes a year. So there's a lot of growth, a lot of building, a lot of systems that we had to create during that time period, and I have been present for all of it.
You have been. So you started on the ground as basically like a listing manager, a marketing assistant, transaction coordinator. I mean, pretty much every single.
Yeah.
What's that?
You name it, I've done it. Front desk, marketing, listing, transaction, executive assistant, director of operations. I've held all of those titles throughout the years and have effectively mastered them, and then hired my replacements in each of those roles.
And now, of course, you're leading a team of operation team members, and also you're still on the ground because you still handle my transactions. So, a lot of people say, well, I don't know about Taylor's course. She's so high level now, she's managing other people and doing all this stuff, but you're still on the ground with listings and sales and marketing and systems and all of that. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm in a text thread with our two operations managers at Jeff Glover and Associates handling a client issue that we had happen this morning. I'm still very much in it every single day and asking the question of what can we do to turn this around and make this an unreal experience. In addition, Jeff still sells, anywhere from 50 to 75 homes a year, and I'm working with each of those clients from start to finish, giving them the customer experience. So in the systems of real estate class, and Jeff, I know that this is your next question, what you can expect to learn is literally everything that we do as a real estate team to service our clients. And I think that sometimes people think that this class is like only for operations people or only for, customer experience. No, do you know what your marketing, I'm not taking anything from Greg. Do you know what your marketing material looks like? Do you even have something that you're walking out there and presenting? In Marketing Mastery, Greg's going to perfect it for you. We're just going to show you what ours looks like and how you implement the same. Do you know what your 72 touch points are to the consumer? If you look at my phone, Jeff, you and I were just talking about this yesterday to someone, what can you do so the client never calls you first? How can you implement processes to where you're actually now in a proactive versus a reactive mindset, to where you're reaching out to every single client before they have an opportunity to get back to you? I haven't worked a weekend in probably 4 or 5 years. And that's because of everything that we've taught in systems of real estate that allows you to protect that time and protect your client experience.
Yeah. And you can measure us not just based on our transactions, but our, thousands of Zillow reviews. I mean, pretty much everything, that we do behind the scenes has been orchestrated in one way or another by Taylor Kerrigan. And when you take systems of real estate, you're working directly with her 45 minutes a week. Can you get that up on the screen, the details of the program? 45 minutes a week. I know she always saves 10 minutes at the end for Q&A, and some good dialogues are going back and forth. One thing I also recognize, and all of our coaches do this, by the way, in the Facebook group, because there's a private Facebook group for the attendees, for the clients of each program, you're able to ask questions in there and you get a response from our coaches within 24 hours. I see Taylor going in there all the time and sharing things. Hey, we just finished up a client event and here's something we implemented that made a huge difference. It's not just the 45-minute Zoom. It's the interaction that takes place in that Facebook group during the week. And you've got to be in the program to be in that Facebook group. So Operations Mastery, just like the others, it's 16 weeks. It's $399 a month. You text the word operations to 55444. Taylor, can you tell us who this program would be specifically for in your mind?
Yeah, great question. And Jeff, it's been rebranded. It's Systems of Real Estate.
Sorry.
Not Operations Mastery. I know we're going to have to work on remembering that. No, it's for anyone. The number one question that I get is, okay, Taylor, your operations, is this only for operations people? Absolutely not. It's for anyone who sells real estate. Do you know your complete, real estate system from beginning to end? Do you know what your 4 client events a year look like? Do you know what your follow-up plan looks like? Do you know what your 5-star review program looks like? If you answer no to any of those questions, then this class is for you.
Got it. That makes sense. So text the word operations to 55444. That's for Systems of Real Estate with the Taylor Kerrigan. Taylor, is there anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it. We look forward to having you in the class.
Awesome. Yes. Anyone looking to improve their operations or have an operation should absolutely take Systems of Real Estate. Okay. Shifting gears. Once we've got our we started off with prospecting, then we figured out how to work buyers. Now we got our systems down. Now it's time to start marketing and generating leads through marketing. So we've got the one and only marketing guru himself, Greg Erlanger, on, who happens to just co-lead the #1 real estate team in the state of Ohio of all brands. And what are they known for? They're known for their marketing. So Greg, why don't you take it away? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why Marketing Mastery.
For 8 years, #1 in Ohio. You keep leaving them out in a row consecutively. And I think consistency is key. So getting into the business 18 years ago, I was communications and marketing major out of Ohio University. Go Bucks. No, I'm just kidding. That's Bobcats anyway. So OH, I always got to throw that in there to my Michigan fans. But We started, I know, see, Justin's losing his mind. I knew that would work, but we have a lot of fun in the Marketing Mastery course. I've had a lot of fun in this career. I started out, I was RAS Media's one of the rising stars in there back in 2008. And I did that through marketing, and I had a lot of hyperlocal niche websites. My background was communications, web development. What I realized quickly is prospecting really wasn't my strong suit. I had a good personality. You know, there's personality, prospecting, and marketing based realtors, right? And there's teams that build around those pillars. And I realized that marketing was the pillar that I could build around. And so I sold 8 million my first year in 2008. And this last year, our team has sold over 360 million, 9 million in gross commission income, and over 1,400 home sales in the Midwest. So we cover all of Ohio. We've expanded into Philly as well as Pittsburgh. All of that being said, we've done that through a marketing-based system. We've done that through brand development. We've done that through having folks contact us for business, throwing something, solving problems, and all kinds of marketing, whether it be print marketing or online marketing, but creating value that people are attracted to and that they want more of. And at that point, you're able to grow a business, and you can add agents to your team. You can add business to your pipeline. You know, with the scripts that Glover U teaches, being able to respond to those leads that are coming through your funnel systems that I help you create Marketing Mastery, you'll be able to absolutely grow your business like we have over the last 18 years.
Well, and there's no wonder that our Marketing Mastery coach would also have the best real background and setup, like go figure, right? So Greg, I know one thing that also is been pretty cool. And, you know, we've been talking about this at Glover U for a few years now, because we have a lot of broker owners and team leaders and lead agents on. You help them develop systems so that they can go out and teach their agents how to build their own brands within your brand, which that's a big thing now. If agents and teams are not grasping onto that, you're going to miss a huge opportunity, because that's in a lot of cases, the number one reason why agents leave teams is because they didn't get an opportunity to build their own brand. They were so busy building yours. So can you speak to that, Greg?
Yeah, one of the things that we hear, we have 180 agents on our team at this point. And like I said, we're covering multiple cities. And one of the things we always heard, you know, when somebody would join our team, their friends and family and other realtors would say this, and everyone on this Zoom has heard this. Why would you go be in the shadow of another realtor, right? And on our team, it's quite the opposite. We become the shadow when we perpetuate through co-branding, we perpetuate their brand. And in the world we live in right now, if you can't help develop your agent's brand, then your value proposition is absolutely much weaker than others. And that is not going to help you win the day. So, but in order to do that, you yourself have to know what a brand is. You have to know, you know, a lot of us didn't take marketing courses, haven't commanded and dominated the marketing field. And it is absolutely the most overlooked opportunity in real estate right now to understand marketing, to create a brand, one that's consistent, one that people believe in, one that stands out from all the others. Why are you any different than any other realtor in your brokerage? I understand the brand equity of your brokerage. That's great. But if your brokerage has over 20 agents, let alone 100,000 agents, how do you differentiate yourself? Thus, how do you differentiate your team from other teams? How do you differentiate your team members on your team from each other so they all have their unique value proposition within the brand equity of the larger brand? Again, if you're a leader and you don't have your own defined, then how are you going to help somebody else define their brand and grow their
business? Greg,
business?
tell us a little bit about your program, and they'll throw the flyer up on the screen. It's 16 weeks, 45-minute Zooms. I think you're starting to catch on to our group coaching model here. Tell us a little bit about your particular program while they get that pulled up on the screen, Greg.
All right. It's every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like the other coaches, and this has happened time and time again, I guarantee you your business will grow. And I did promise the other coaches I would use my voice, and I guarantee you for only $3.99 every Tuesday at 2:00, you too will be able to grow your business. So I promised I would do that. They didn't believe I was actually going to use that voice, but very honestly, we've got lead gen sources. I mean, quite frankly, we've got about 18 different lead sources that you might be using one or two, But when we
Yep.
start to list those out and teach you how to create funnel systems to your business, not only will you have more business than you can handle, you'll be able to learn how to grow a team and learn systems in that funnel to make sure all leads are responded to in a quick manner. And that's where your operations master, I'm sorry, Taylor, what is the name of your class?
Systems of real estate.
Systems of real
It's the
estate.
number one course.
Yes, it's Taylor's
Greg,
number
I
one
think it's
course.
important. I think it's important to point out, Greg, because a lot of people who maybe have followed me or followed Glover U for a while would say, well, wait a minute, isn't Jeff known as the marketing guy? Isn't he like the guy with all the billboards and the TV ads and all of this? And the answer is sure, but Greg brings another perspective. And so we got together. Greg, when we first launched this program, we took the best of Easy Sales Team and what Greg Erlanger knew and the best of JGA and what I knew, and we combined them together to create this program. So it's not just a matter of, well, I want to hear some of the marketing stuff that Jeff is doing too. It's in here. We
Yes.
combined everything we're both doing, put it together in one, and voila, out came Marketing Mastery taught by Greg Erlanger. So if you want more information on that, text the word marketing to 55444. That'll get you the information. That'll get you the contract. You can review that. $399 a month. It's for 4 months. It's 16 sessions. Greg, I know you are also very active in your Facebook group. People ask questions all the time, or they'll say, hey, here's what I was thinking. What do you think? And you'll chime in. Any last words about your program, Greg?
No, it's absolutely an unfair advantage. To your point, Jeff, it's everything from billboards, radio, and copywriting, all the way up to, and I've just consumed a ton of content on this, but long form video, short form video, YouTube channels. Guys, if you are not dominating the content creation area of real estate and becoming a media master and a marketing master in real estate,
Yep.
you might want to consider getting out of the business moving forward, because marketing and dominating the internet through social media and video is imperative. And I will show you how to use an iPhone all the way up to a full-blown media company that we've taken advantage of.
The content creation piece for anyone that's taken it before is a big one, because we spent only maybe a half a session on it. Now I know you're talking long form, short form, all that. So anyways, text the word marketing to 55444 if you want to join Greg. Starts the 12th or the week of the 12th. And what day and time?
It's on Tuesdays from 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time.
Tuesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Thank you, Greg. All right. Now, once you've done the prospecting, you've learned how to work buyers, you've gotten systems of real estate down, you got your marketing out there, you're starting to generate leads, and you're having people call you and say, all right, we got it. We're ready to list our home for sale. The next course you might want to consider taking is Listing Mastery. And that is one of 2 courses that is taught by yours truly. So you will spend 16 weeks with me, sharing with you everything we're doing to lead generate, to prepare for, to go on, to follow up after. Our big focus is perfecting the actual presentation itself. In fact, of the 16 weeks, we spend probably 6 of them on the actual appointment. My goal when I take you through Listing Mastery is everyone finishes the program converting listings at a higher level. So you take Marketing Mastery and you take Prospecting Bootcamp to generate leads for listings. And once you start setting an appointments, well, now that's where I come in. And I'm going to teach you our listing lead follow-up process, our listing pre-qualifying, our pre-listing package, which everyone, I can't tell you how many people have copied our pre-listing package, which we love. We appreciate that. That's why you take the program. You get everything we're doing to take listings. And what's cool about Listing Mastery is it's always changing based on what's going on in the market. Why? Because I'm still on the ground with you, taking anywhere from 6 to 10 listings a month personally. You heard Taylor say she's handling 75 transactions a year. That's like 85% sellers. And I'm sharing with you everything we're doing, our team is doing, to take between 80 and 90 listings a month on a bad month, and 100 to 120 listings on a good month. So Listing Mastery is one of the first programs we launched. Again, it's 16 weeks. Our focus is on helping you become a listing agent, period, end of story. If you want information on that, text the word listing to 55444. Again, this is 16 weeks live, 45 minutes of instruction, 10 minutes of Q&A. I'm active in the Facebook group, just like the other coaches. Again, text the word listing to 55444. It's the same price as the other mastery programs as well. If you want to join me, that'll be starting that same week as the other ones. All right. Once you get really good at listings, now we need to perfect our skills so we become more efficient. I'll share with you now the other program that I handle personally, and that's called Unreal Dialogues. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for a newbie. This is not for someone figuring out where to get their next lead from. This is someone who's probably already having some decent success in the real estate industry, and they want to learn how to become a sales Jedi. So this is neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic programming is brain language. Essentially, what we know is what you say impacts what people think, and then ultimately how they respond. And so I'm actually teaching you through 16 weeks neuro-linguistic programming for real estate agents. And I love this program because, number one, I've taken it probably half a dozen times myself by different trainers. I then rewrote it based on what's going on in the market today, what's happening in the industry today. I've taught it to our salespeople at our team for years now, and we finally decided to release this to the public. So if you've heard the term, which drives me crazy because it gets overused all the time, oh, this is all about working smarter, not harder. Unreal Dialogues is actually that, because I'm not going to ask you to make more calls. I'm not going to ask you to get in earlier. I'm not going to ask you to go on more appointments. What I am going to do is say, get better with your dialogues using these 16 modules, and you will set more appointments. You will convert more appointments. You will get more listings signed. You will get more buyer offers written. So it's for buyers agents, listing agents. If you're interested, text the word dialogues to 55444. Again, that's dialogues to 55444. This is the modern day neuro-linguistic programming program. If there was one that you've maybe taken in the past, I can tell you it's probably dated. We've updated everything in ours due to the market shift, and I cannot wait to spend 16 weeks with you, helping you become a sales Jedi through NLP training. All right. Once you get good at all of that, then and only then do we recommend that you make the consideration of starting a team, growing a brokerage, becoming a team leader, becoming a lead agent. One thing that we're really known for at Glover U is building successful salespeople. That's like the foundation. Well, the other thing that we're known for is then taking successful salespeople and teaching them how to run a business, teaching them how to recruit, how to train, how to retain, how to manage. And therefore, when you're ready for that conversation, you're going to consider team building from salesperson to CEO with Mr. Matt Sutter. So Matt, take it away. Tell us a little bit about who you are and salesperson to CEO.
Hey, Jeff and the rest of the group. Great to see you guys today. Matt Sutter, awesome to see you all. Been in the business for 20 years, and really over the past 12 years where I've made my name is on understanding how do you actually build and scale and lead businesses. And everything in from salesperson to CEO is really about how do you put the right people into places? How do you set up the right structures? How do you set up the right systems to incentivize people to take your business to the next level? And I was just thinking about this the other day. I actually went to Nashville for a quick little trip. And on Friday, I wasn't in the office. And guess what, Jeff? The business went forwards, not backwards.
Yep.
And guess what? Next week, I'm actually going on another vacation. And guess what? My business is going to go forwards, not backwards.
Yep.
And so this class is all about how do you put the right people into places? How do you structure the economics so that it does not become dependent on, are you there every second of the day? And, or can you actually have an unreal life, which gives you some level of freedom to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor?
Well, Matt, I know we have several people on that are already leading teams because they're curious about what program they should sign their team members up for. One thing that I know you spend a decent amount of time on, and it's not something that's talked about much in the industry, and it's the P word, and it's profit. And so can you touch on that a little bit? I know that that's an area that a lot of agents, they never really got any coaching and instruction on. And that's an area that I think moving forward into this next market, we're going to have to spend an awful lot of time talking about.
Yeah, it's fascinating because there were a couple of events over the past couple of weeks, which Jeff, you and I and the rest of our crew, we're intimately aware of a lot of the players that get on stage at these various events. And it's always really fascinating because a lot of times you see people up on stage that, or maybe championing that they have this huge sales volume or huge units count sold. And yet we know, because we've been behind the scenes, we peeked behind the curtain, they're not actually making much money. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people running vanity businesses and they love their ego being fed. They love walking the red carpet. But at the end of the day, we know that to build an unreal life, it requires actual profitability to be able to fund that. And so what we really stress is, how do you understand the financials of your business? How do you structure it in a way where you're running your systems in a mechanism that actually generates profit? Profit is the name of the game.
Yep. So if I'm a broker, owner, team leader, lead agent, then I need to learn how to recruit. I need to learn how to retain, train, manage, all of that. You're going to teach me essentially how to go from a salesperson to a CEO. Is that right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, for any successful business, and by the way, I've been in the real estate business, like I said, for a couple of decades, but I also have played in all sorts of other spaces. I currently own 7 different businesses, 6 of which are not actually in the real estate sales business. And at the end of the day, the name of the game is people. If we can attract the best people, we're going to win. If we can train the best people, we're going to win. If we can retain the best people, we are going to win. And so this class is, how do you actually take great people? Because how do you actually identify who great people are? And then how do you actually lead them to success? At the end of the day, the greatest warrior in the world, think of any great warrior, will always lose to a general that can lead 1,000 average people. Now, by the way, we're not going to hire average, but still 1,000 average people will always be a single great warrior. And how do we get those people on our bus?
Well, and what a lot of people don't know, Matt, is when I first had an opportunity to buy a brokerage, you were my regional director. So when it came to putting systems in place for recruiting and retention and, dealing with day-to-day brokerage and team leader stuff, you were my contact. And so, I always like to share from the stage, like, hey, you were essentially my boss for a period of time, and everyone has an opportunity to have that same experience that I had while I was growing my brokerages to over 600 agents, or, JGA to over 50 agents. And this is the guy to learn from. So if you want more information, you're going to text CEO to 55444. Again, that's CEO to 55444. Anything else you want to tell us about this particular program, Matt?
No, I think the thing is, it's always funny to me is people say, I'm going to take your class in a couple of years. I'm going to take your class in a couple of years. I just need to get a little further. And I always laugh at that, because at the end of the day, what we do today dictates the results we get in the future. And setting up your org chart, setting up the way you're operating today will manifest the results in a couple of years.
It's just like getting into, for years, I always snuck into mastermind rooms that I didn't belong in. They'd say, oh no, you got to have a certain level of production. You got to have a certain agent count to be in this room. I want to go get into those conversations, so it pulls me in that direction. And that's what Salesperson to CEO will do for you, no matter what level you're at. Well, we have you here. Once you've built a successful team, you've had a successful sales business, you start acquiring some good profits, you start saving up some money. Now we're talking wealth. So let's shift gears a little bit. We'll stay with you, Matt. Take us home on wealth mastery. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our newest class at Glover U, excited to be teaching it for the second session, is all about how do you actually take your cash creation and turn it into wealth. And I'm always amazed, Jeff, and I know you're in the same boat, of the number of agents that make a lot of cash, but retire or leave the business with actually no wealth. And at the end of the day, if we actually want to get to our unreal life, we have to get to a point where our money starts to fund our life and our purpose. See, at the end of the day, I love to work. Jeff, you love to work. We're both in a position where we don't have to work. And yet we love to do it. And the problem, though, is for most people is that they're in a position that they have to work, which puts them in a place where their life is actually dependent on, if they don't show up tomorrow, their entire unreal life could fall apart. And wealth creation is all about, specifically, how do you invest in what we know best, real estate? And then how do you take those real estate assets to then fund other endeavors? How do you take advantage of tax incentives? Like, for instance, I know in this last class, I was talking about how literally, I cut my tax bill literally by $200,000 this year through understanding tax protocols. By the way, all above brow, this is not cheating the system. This is not slashing the gray area. I could get audited at any point and have no problem showing the IRS everything. But how do you take your wealth creation and run it through the right tax funnels so that you're minimizing your tax liability and then ultimately maximizing the amount of money that you have to then invest into other resources to create long-term wealth?
I love that. And you're going to share that during the program?
We go very, very deep.
Awesome.
Here's the thing. In this class alone, We're going to show how you should never have to pay more than single digits, yes, single digit tax rates for the rest of your life. I mean, less than 10% for the rest of your life. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. By the way, you get audited and you'll win every time because everything is above board. It's literally in the IRS code. No CPA ever talks about it though.
So just like all of our other programs.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, can we sign up for that one, please?
Absolutely.
Just like all of our other programs, automatically just putting money in your pocket, just like that. For information on that, you're going to visit gloveru.com/wealth. gloveru.com/wealth. If you want to join Matt Sutter for 16 weeks talking about building your wealth, you can do so for $3.99 a month for just 4 months. And you'll probably get that back within your first few months, I would imagine. Anything else you want to share with us about wealth mastery, Matt?
No, here's the thing. Last thing. Here's the thing about wealth is that the biggest determiner of our wealth is time. And the reality is we defer it because we don't make $1 today by going and selling another home. But there is no better mechanism than the power of time to create wealth. And if we're deferring this, if we're saying, I'll take this in a year, another year, we are missing the power of time and being able to allow that wealth to accrue and then compound over time.
Yep. Awesome. Well, that's why you don't want to put that off. So thank you for that, Matt. And thank you to all of our coaches. It looks like we've completed all of the groups. So I'm going to wrap up with just a couple things. I want to make sure you know, because I'm sure by now several of you have already went on. You've texted one of the words to 55444, or maybe you're hanging out on the gloveru.com website right now. By the way, if you missed any of those text codes, just go to gloveru.com, hover over programs. They're all right there. I do want to make sure you understand, and I'm not saying this as a sales pitch. It sounds like it is, but it's not. We limit each one of these programs to improve the learning experience. So what ends up happening is sometimes, like the day before a program starts, program's already sold out, and we have to tell you, you have to wait until February or March to take it, because that's when the next ones are going to roll around. So, we just had yesterday, we're starting a program there on Thursday in Baltimore, and they had to turn 5 or 6 people away because we cap it. Otherwise, it's going to negatively impact the learning experience. So I know it sounds cheesy. I know it sounds salesy, but honestly, if it's something you're considering, I wouldn't give it more than 24 to 48 hours because I don't want you to have to wait until February when our next round of programs start. Again, this round starts the week of September the 12th. Go to gloveru.com. Last but not least, if you're on here wondering, wait a minute, all I heard about was group programs. Do you guys do one-on-one? Yes, we do. We're out of time to explain what those are, but you can go to the website. We've got hundreds now of one-on-one clients around the country that get personalized, customized conversations each and every week. We even have an elite program, which is for you and your CEO or you and your operations manager. You can check those out at gloveru.com as well. But we wanted to do this so you could learn about our programs, learn about our coaches. Again, we start the week of the 12th. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jeff Glover from Detroit, Michigan. Go check us out at gloveru.com, and we will look forward to helping you finish the year strong and get ready for an awesome 2023. Thanks, guys. See you later.